little, we had a ton of baskets in my house and actually at my grandma's house. So that's my Norwegian side. My mother's kaka was an amazing basket maker. Her name was Mary Day, and she would do giant picnic baskets, hampers, tiny little ones. She did casserole dishes, which are my favorite. But I didn't get to meet her. So I always had her baskets in our house. And I knew that my mother grew up learning how to make them with her, but really not making them herself. So the first part is finding your tree. And when you're looking for a tree, you have to go out into the middle of the worst mosquito swamp place usually. And you're looking for a tree that has about 6 to 7 feet of just straight trunk with no knots, really no bends in it. And you can look and you might find one from most sides that looks really straight, and then you'll see a crook in it. So you can use an increment board. It's a forestry tool, and that will show you the growth years within the tree. Otherwise, prior to having those tools, Ho-chunks used to just take a giant chunk out of the tree, and if they decided not to use it, it probably killed the tree anyways. But now the increment borer is pretty small and doesn't do a lot of damage. So if you find one that you like the ring growth in, so about a nickel's width per ring is what was suggested to me. From there you can cut it down and then get your log chunk. Once you get the log, once you get it down, then you have to take the bark off. If you do it in spring or when the log is really wet, the bark should just come off in one swoop. So you slice down the log and just peel it off. If not, then you have to take like a 2-handled draw blade and scrape everything off. It takes much longer. Once you get the bark off, then you find somebody that is willing to do a lot of work. I like to call degas for that. And then you start pounding. So when you start your pounding, you're going to do 2 small notches in one side of the log, and that's going to determine the width of your splints that pull up. Once you do the entire thing, a woman takes over typically, and you will score each of those splints and start ripping them in half. So you pull them apart. So once both sides of your splints are completely smooth is when you can start weaving. If you want color, you dye it in that portion. You can use a RIT dye. I believe other people use paper dyes. And you can use natural dyes, but they take a little bit longer. Yeah, once you have them sorted and dyed, then you can start weaving, and that's really the simple part.